All right, we in the house, y'all. Black Power is the general. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all about to get this gas. Y'all know how we do. Keeping my foot on the damn gas. Global African supremacy. Y'all know what we about. The uplift and the rise of African people. Africa, the continent, the mother continent. We're about the upliftment and the uprise of our people wherever they at on the planet. You understand? We on that gas. We're going to get busy today dealing with a powerful subject. You know, I listen to, a lot of cats out there teaching Egypt, and they on such a amateur level, I can't even listen to them. You know what I'm saying? And so today we're gonna up the ante. We're gonna up the ante today. You feel me? Let me get my stuff up here and get busy. Yeah. My stuff up here so we can get busy. Y'all know what it is. KingSeti.com online marketplace. Official General Sara Seti DVD lectures, classic and newly released. We got t-shirts and hoodies for the kings and the queens. Got a lot of fly new t-shirts coming up the way. Y'all better check me out so y'all can have the gods' protection of the Neteru, the gods and the goddesses on your chest at all times. We got African and Kemetic jewelry. We got earrings and bracelets for the queens. Got them African warrior cuffs for the brothers. We got a lot of holistic tonics and remedies for the family out there. Immune boosters, because you need it out here, because, you got a lot of these vampires out here running around with the plague, and so you got to have most definitely your immune system up to par. And of course, we got some home decor. We got some fly, products for your dining room that, exquisitely for the kings and queens out there. You understand that, you only bring it out when you got royalty. You understand the divinity in the house. And so check us out, KingSeti.com online marketplace. Y'all know what it is. Ring the alarm. GeneralSeti.com, Seti University of African and Modern Wisdom and Knowledge. Got over 800 videos, and we uploading every day. Every goddamn thing, Black Power hour on the motherfucking hour. We got it there. You see what I'm saying? Too raw for YouTube, band videos, debates, all types of science, cult science. You understand? Freemasonry, all world religions, behind the scenes footage, radio, video interviews. It's just so much. I can't even. So make sure you get on over there to complete General Sara Seti website, Seti University, GeneralSeti.com. Get on over there to my Patreon. Got some fly going on out there. You know what I'm saying? The cold origins of the COVID plague too. Okay, we got to take it up a notch. YouTube crying and censoring and shit and this, that, and the third. And we know why. We know why. When you don't want to have, alternative messages out there, you understand, outside of your own, is because you ain't ready for that debate. You understand what I'm saying? So, we got this one coming up on Tuesday. Co-origins of the COVID played on my Patreon, Blood Wars. You understand? Get on over there. We got some hard body shit. See, we take it up a notch now. You understand what I'm saying? And so, also, make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube pages, General Seti, Sara Seti, and King Seti. God damn it. King. Y'all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? King Seti got the master teachers on there. A lot of the classic lectures from the master teachers, just to let you know who's the foundational blueprint of this gas movement, and you know what I'm saying, what you need now, because we got too many fraudulent and fakes out there and spewing some goddamn, what they call that synthetic messages out there and shit. And so you got to plug in with the masters, the ancestors, so you can know what's really going on out there. Subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I go live, and get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it. Okay? Now today we're gonna be dealing with a very, very powerful message. You see what I'm saying? A lesson from ancient Egypt. You see what I'm saying? That, you know, and a lot of people out here ain't on this level. You understand? And it's very, very shameful that, you know, and you know, that motherfuckers is still so far behind. You know what I'm saying? And I have no problem at any given time giving any motherfucker out there that smoke at any given time. You know what I'm saying? And I say that very confident, you know, with much confidence. You know what I'm saying? Let me put this one in there. Let me put this one in there. Let me get in there right. Let me get it in there right. Okay. Set, the first supreme deity of ancient Egypt. You know, when I hear motherfuckers talking about Egypt, especially Set, you know, most motherfuckers, the most they can say about Set is that he was the devil. He the devil, you know, in ancient Egypt. And I say, nigga, you ain't even a novice. You understand what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna bust out, you know, I almost laugh at, you know what? I look at a lot of people, and they're supposed to be of a certain level, you know, of advancement in the Nile Valley studies. And we have to say the Nile Valley studies because we know that Egypt is the very last culture that rose on the Nile Valley. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're not really mastered in the cultures that came up the river, we're talking about Sudan, Ethiopia. We're talking about even further up than that. Even further up than that. You're talking about up there Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, the Congo. You see what I'm saying? You know, you ain't mastered because you got to master the river. You understand what I'm saying? Because you got to understand it's a holistic ecosystem. You see what I'm saying? From beginning to the end. And so, you know, the thing is, when you understand the flow of the river and understand the significance and power of the upper Nile River, you understand whoever controls the source is the master. Okay, let's just be real about that. Whoever controls the source is the master. So you understand what I'm saying? And so that's why even today, you see, you know, Egypt is threatening Egypt, and you know, because Egypt is threatening Ethiopia because Ethiopia is in the process of constructing some new dams. Let me get some maps up here so we can go to work as I teach this. You see what I'm saying? And so as you look here at this map right here, you can see, you know, at the beginning of the Nile River, and a lot of people say, God damn, Seti, the map is upside down. No, nigga, you upside down. The map is top side up. And the reason why it's top side up, because the source of the Nile is the top. When you're talking about Africa, you're talking about what is called South Africa. It's the top. It's not the bottom. You see, you didn't let the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal, you know, turn your ass upside down. You don't have an orientation outside of his orientation. And so you think just like him. You understand what I'm saying? You might as well say you come up out the goddamn cave too. You dragging your goddamn knuckles, and that's why when he put that evolution on you, that really his story, and you all right with it. You ain't got no problem with it. You understand? You dragging your knuckles too. You understand what I'm saying? You might as well be dragging your knuckles on the fucking ground too. So everything that he teach you identify with. So when you look at the map with Africa, you know, Europe at the top, that's a Eurocentric map. But we understand that no way that Europe is on the top, it's on the bottom. You understand what I'm saying? Because when we, as an African people, understand our orientation, we are orientated first and foremost to the sun, number one. And though there's an infinite space out here, and there's really no top and no bottom because the universe is infinite, but within this frame of the cosmos that we call the Milky Way or the solar, this solar system in which we exist, that sun that we see out there is our central figure of power. That sun that rises and sets and give us heat and give life on this planet. That is our orientation in the cosmos. So when you point up, you always point to the sun. And you know what the top is, and you know what continents is on the top, because the continents on the top is the hottest. I don't want to hear no motherfucker tell me nothing else. The closer you are to the sun, goddammit, the hotter it's gonna be. You understand what I'm saying? So Africa is at the top. And those nations that are outside of the energy of the sun is on the bottom. They're in the shadows. You see what I'm saying? They're on the bottom. They're in the shadows. And so, we have to speak to that Africa is at the top. And so when you understand this great river that we call the Nile River, some of y'all that deal with the so-called Medunetta, I didn't beat up on you. But it's all right. We could use it as a frame of reference. And that's all we're going to use it as, a frame of reference. No, nobody going to think they're going to build some goddamn elite organization of just niggas who think they above everybody because they didn't put together some goddamn new age pig Latin and shit and think they're, but we need a cataloging language where we can identify with what we're teaching. And ain't nothing wrong with that. The same thing with Africa. Africa could be a whole lot of fucking names, and niggas say, okay, where it wasn't this and ain't what, goddamn it, everybody in the world identify. So if we teaching a message, then we just trying to get understanding. We could change this shit later on. You understand? But as long as we could get you to the map and get you to the things in which we are teaching so that you can identify with it, that's the goddamn main point. So when you're talking about this great river, the Nile, you see right up there at the top, you see a lake. That's a so-called Lake Victoria, criminally renamed Lake Victoria. It was renamed, and a lot of Africans don't even know. They probably still know it as Victoria, but there's a lot of indigenous names also. And if you go around the lake, there's variouses of names. Okay? So, but this is the criminally renamed Lake Victoria, which is one of the sources of the Nile. One of the sources. The source of the White Nile, which is the longest branch of the Nile. You see, which is the longest branch of the Nile. And you also have the Blue Nile, which is the shortest, which you see to the left a little further north at Lake Tana. You understand? Now, that is the source of the Blue Nile. And they meet up in Sudan at Khartoum, which is named Elephant Tusk. You see what I'm saying? Now, the Blue Nile is the more stronger of the branches. Even though it's the shortest, it's the strongest. So when you're talking about the flooding of Kemet, it was mainly from the highlands of Ethiopia. You understand that the silk, that rich black fertilizer would come down and bless Egypt. So that, the crops would just, literally no place in the world like, ancient Egypt as far as vegetation and agriculture. And this was one of the main regions. It was so blessed in so many ways. There's no other nation in the world, and even though Nubia is the mother, you know what I'm saying? Yes, but, an extension of that, Egypt in agriculture was blessed so, outside of any other nation in the world had so much agriculture and so much wealth in food and vegetation. And so it was sought after by damn near every nation in the world just for that alone. It was the bread basket of the Roman Empire. And that's how they fed their damn soldiers. Without Egypt, they wouldn't have been able to do that. And I'm not saying that to glorify no goddamn Rome, only to state a fact. You see what I'm saying? And so we understand that up the river, and so anybody understanding that if you dam the river anywhere up in there, you understand what I'm saying? You could bring great dread and great, you know what I'm saying, anguish and all type of drought. You know what I'm saying, in Egypt and even parts of the Sudan also, because they just as much, you know what I'm saying, in necessity of the Nile as Egypt. And so if you get up anywhere near Khartoum and you put it, or anywhere, the man above you got, a certain amount of power over you if he dams that river, because we have to understand that large parts of, all of Egypt is dependent on the Nile River. That's the only way where you're going to get some water from. You understand what I'm saying? There's no rain coming in, and so you're damn near 100% dependent on the Nile River for water. You know what I'm saying? So that alone shows you who's the master. And you understand what I'm saying? Who's the master? So you talking about the great ones up south. And Egypt is down north, and so understanding that, you can see how the Nile Valley developed. And even in the ancient, the pre-dynastic, what they call, and they overblow that pre-dynastic terminology to assume what they talk when they say pre-dynastic is dynastic Nubia. You understand what I'm saying? You're talking about, they haven't come into Egypt as of yet, but they are a full-blown civilization with large elements of culture that went into the making of ancient Egypt. You understand what I'm saying? And so we got to be clear about one thing. And just, I was just reading Drusilla Dungy Houston's The Wonderful Ethiopians of the Kushite Empire. I was just reading, and she brought up a very serious fact, which I've already brought up, but it needs to be mentioned, that even Herodotus and even Diodorus Siculus, whether a lot of people debate whether they existed or not, but for the shit that they said, I'll give them the goddamn, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, because most goddamn European people do not like what they said. You know what I'm saying? And Herodotus blatantly stated that, Egypt was up under the water. Egypt was up under the water. You understand what I'm saying? That, when it flooded, most of what you call Egypt, when the Nile would flood every year, it went up under the water. And it was Mena, you understand, that came down there and through very, very sophisticated engineering, he turned the river. He put an S in the river to divert the water to go west. And so when he did that, new land began to emerge, and on that new land he built Memphis. Okay, now people have to understand that the first capital of Egypt is Memphis. And we have to understand, a lot of people understanding that when you say Egypt, which is Greek, Egypticus, you have to understand that the PT on Egypt is for Ptah, which is, in many instances is shown as the little twa, just like Best, but a lot of people don't get a chance to see that. You see what I'm saying? And so, Ptah and Best are one of the two oldest deities along with Set. And a lot of people got to understand that the Horus kings came after Set. They were not before. Even when you're looking at Scorpion, who ruled before Mena and Nama, he worshipped the deity Set. Okay, and we're gonna get a clear understanding to what Set means, because most people you hear motherfuckers say Ta Seti, and they say, oh, that's the land of the bow. That's the land of the bow. That's all the fuck you can say. It's the land of the bow. That's showing me that you not only you ain't even a novice. You ain't even a novice, nigga. You going backwards. You understand what I'm saying? You know, shit like that got to be dismissed because behind that term set is damn near, you know, very, 75% of the culture. Shit. You know, which we gonna get into today. Now, for me, the most ancient of what they want to call the pre-dynastic cultures was this culture that we call Naqada. Now, there was Naqada 1, Naqada 2, Naqada 3. Now, Naqada 1 culture is I think it's carbon dated to have started close to 3800 BC, 4000 BC. Now, we know the Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal terminology and timeline, so you got to take that shit with a grain of salt. You know, we always got to put our own timeline in there because he wasn't there no goddamn way. So you know he can't tell us shit. And they always gonna cut damn near, you understand what I'm saying, 65, 75% of the time off there because they don't want you to know how ancient you are. And so you see right here, now the one thing about Naqada, which is also in when y'all use that Medunata or whatever, you understand it is termed nuked, okay, or nuked, which is N-U-B-T, which is synonymous or connected to what we call gold. And there was 2 cities in the Nile named after that. And one of them is right above Thebes. Now we're going to get off into that, which is Waset. And we don't, we say it all the time. And like I say, most motherfuckers, all they going to say is Set mean, but what became the great capital of the new kingdom and actually the capital in the Middle Kingdom. You understand what I'm saying? But more profoundly in the New Kingdom was Waset. And you understand what I'm saying? And so right there, a lot of people hear it, but they don't acknowledge the fact that the city is named after Set. Okay, clearly. And so it could not just mean no damn city or no damn bowl or none of that. You understand? Trying to diminish the greatness of our people when they do that. And so we right there, we identified, this was the extent of the Naqada 1 culture. And so you can see it went deep down. And now this is really technically Nubia. I don't want nobody see, they keep putting Upper Egypt and this, that, and the third. And, that throws a person off because there is no Egypt. Okay, at this time, Egypt started with Memphis. Okay, Egypt started with Memphis. There is no Egypt before Memphis. The first capital of Egypt is Memphis. And so Mena was the one who established Memphis, which was around maybe 3100 BC. So, by them putting Upper Egypt, this is actually Ethiopia. And so the extent of where you talking about, which goes down past Aswan and then up to Assawit, what you call lower, what would be called Lower Egypt don't even exist at this time. This is the core area of the culture. You see what I'm saying? And so Assawit, as far as going down towards Lower Egypt, I should have had a map showing the whole of to let you know the distance, how far it is down into what we would call Lower Egypt. Is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles. You understand what I'm saying? A very long distance. So this was the heart of the culture right here. From the distance of the red line on the Nile, this is the distance of the Naqada 1 culture. Okay, now, when you look at this particular, this is called the battlefield palette. You see what I'm saying? Now, they found this right here in, I believe, Nican, Hierapolis, okay, which is still, this is Naqada. Now, you got to understand Naqada in the cities that's called Nuke, the worship of Set. It was the worship of Set. So when you talking about Naqada, you are actually talking about the rule of the Tassetians. Okay, this is one of this is the extension of the Setians. There is no Egypt. And I want to be clear about that. You know what I'm saying? And so, as you can see, even at the top, which we're going to get some clear pictures, you see the Twa is there. You see what I'm saying? The Twa is there. You know, so you can see probably that what we know of today is the pygmy, the populations of the Twa extended further north than what they do today, where today they might be mainly located in the Congo area, right around the Great Lakes area. There's some Twa around the Great Lakes area, Twa in the Congo, but as you can see, they were further north. You understand? Primarily all the way down the river. And so there had to be wars where, as you can see, they were taken into captivity, but even on the Nama palette, they were still priests, even at that time. And they, you know, and so when Egypt comes into being, Ptah, the Twa, is, you know, one of the great deities. You see, the nation was named after Ptah. And even the pyramids. You know, when we talk about the pyramid age, we got to understand that age, the Great Pyramid age, happened under the worship of Ptah. You see what I'm saying? So we got to drop these facts today. Now, this palette right here is Naqada 3, and I believe this is right before the beginning of Egypt. So this was about 3200. You know what I'm saying? 3200, 3100 BC, right around that time. And so, you know, this right here is another map showing Nubia. But this, see, right here, this is, again, a map really showing after Egypt had taken over. You see what I'm saying? And so when you're talking about Nubia all at that time went down to Asawit. So they're trying to play games with the map so that you don't understand that the red line that you see here also extends down into these regions here. So what you see is Upper Nubia, Lower Nubia. That's, you know, that's only after the rule of Egypt. But, you know, Lower Nubia could be down where Asawit was. You understand? Upper Nubia could be where Aswan is. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, this is also, it can be, you know, a misdirection if you don't have that knowledge that I'm dropping to you. You see? And so, again, now, if you look down here, let me take some of this out. At the very bottom, you'll see a Sepa Meru. Okay? Sepa Meru. And that was also a stronghold of the deity Set. You see what I'm saying? So there were strongholds all through the Nile in worship of the god Set. And so we dealing with this book right here. It's called African Kingdoms of the Past, Egypt, Kush, Aksum. And so it got a timeline in there that we want to deal with. And you see right there at 3800 BC, before the Cro-Magnon, possible founding in Nubia of earliest known monarchy. Now this is by Kenny Mann. This Cro-Magnon right here. This is not no Africa, you know, in which we don't need, but some of y'all got chronic crackatosis, and you have to put a Cro-Magnon up there, or you won't even take it into consideration. And even if you do, then you niggas still be in denial because you just can't accept the fact that you more than a nigga, the white man's nigga. Let me just put it like that. And so you see possible founding in Nubia of earliest known monarchy. So really this is what they're talking about the Naqada culture. You see what I'm saying? And then you got the 8th Lower Nubia, 3500 to 2800. And that's primarily a part of the Naqada, not one, but Naqada 2 and 3. You understand what I'm saying? And then you got 3500 formation of kingdoms of Upper and Lower Egypt. You see what I'm saying? Formation. Then at 3100, you got Menes or Nama unites Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt. And so that's not correct. You understand what I'm saying? He united Ethiopia and what would later to become Egypt. And then Egypt extended back up the river and took over, parts of Ethiopia. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how it go, because there is no Egypt before Memphis. The first capital of Egypt is Memphis. Ain't no lower if they not united. Okay, then why would it be Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt? You understand what I'm saying? If they're not, so ain't no, like they split already. You understand? It was one nation and it was Ethiopia, and that was it. And then later, because, based on military necessity, they had to come down there and cultivate the land and put some administration on the land, because of course vagabonds, trying to come in at that time. And so then there had to be administration put on the land. And so for the first, and again, just like I said, Egypt, what they call Egypt was up under the water. And it was Menes who went down there and put the S in the river and diverted the water is so that you could build Memphis and cultivate the land and build upon the land. And so if we don't understand that, you understand, we get caught up in the misrepresentation of our history. You understand what I'm saying? You can't let the man that didn't come into civilization until after the damn Egypt failed. They didn't even have no Greece and no Rome until after Egypt failed. You see what I'm saying? And so you see the A group right here to the right. This is showing you that's Aswan down the what you call Kustul, where they found the incense burner. You understand? And a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on that incense burner, like that's all the evidence. There's way more goddamn evidence than a goddamn incense burner. You understand what I'm saying? Without the damn incense burner, they knew that, these areas, because of the burials, were so, prolific. You know what I'm saying? That they look exactly like, the burials you see in the first dynasties of ancient Egypt. And these were not little holes in the ground. You understand what I'm saying? These were very extensive burials. And, these, and they were royal burials because of the level of exquisite jewelry and pottery and how many, if you look at the, which we will get off into in the next video, you see, that, these, which they had were mastabas, which they had a above the ground structure, but it fell down. But up under that structure were many, many rooms. And so you're talking about in the first dynasty, you're talking about those, even though we look at as if they're the beginning of Egypt, those tombs are more exquisite in the first dynasty than any goddamn Greek or Roman king of any age. Any age. You see what I'm saying? Of any age. So you're talking about in the first dynasty, they were so advanced and so far beyond, and so when they went into deeper into the south, into Nubia, today they done washed away a lot of the evidence because they didn't put that damn dam in there, which they call the Aswan Dam, which then flooded a lot of these areas out to where you cannot see the evidence. But they went in there before they flooded the area, the Oriental Institute of Chicago, and they got a lot of that, and they hid the damn evidence. You see what I'm saying? They hid the evidence for so long because they trying to perpetrate a European origin to ancient Egypt, but that can no longer sustain any longer. You know what I'm saying? Because the cat is out the bag, and anybody that went over there and did any research outside of the European would know that. You see what I'm saying? And so even at Kustul, they have very exquisite burials. You see what I'm saying? And so you don't get no goddamn Europeans and shit into damn there. You talking about, where it at? Yeah, Herodotus is at 430. Shit, why did it suppose whether he lived or not? If he did live and he went into Egypt, shit, Egypt had already fallen. You see what I'm saying? Egypt had already fallen. You know what I'm saying? To the so-called Persian. Alexander didn't get in there to 33, 332 BC. You see what I'm saying? So that's the first European that ever conquered Africa. He's the first European conqueror that ever came into Africa. So we sit up here talking about possibly, 20, 30,000 years of culture and history, and we can go even further than that. You understand what I'm saying? And so, you got all these hundreds of thousands of years of culture before the European come in, and you let this motherfucker give you a timeline. How goddamn crazy is that? You see what I'm saying? And so you see again now, you see right there, you see why I said, let me, matter of fact, I need a dot. I need a red dot. So I can, well, you know what? I ain't going to worry about it right now. Next time I will. Now, right above why I said you will see Newt, N-U-B-T. And you'll also see it right up under Kemet. You see in both of them areas. Now, Newt, the one you see below Kemet, if you see the word Kemet and you look right below, you see Newt. Today, that's called Kamambo. Now, many of y'all know that there's a double temple there of Horus and Sobek. And so a lot of people don't understand that Sobek is identified with the god Set. You understand what I'm saying? He's identified with the god Set. And the hippopotamus goddess, Taret, you understand, was considered one of his queens, his goddesses. That's Set. You see what I'm saying? That's why when you look at Edfu, you will see Horus supposedly harpooning Set as a hippopotamus. You see what I'm saying? So you see the hippopotamus and the crocodile is two animal zootypes that are synonymous with the god Set. You see what I'm saying? So I want you to keep that in mind as we move down here. Now, a lot of people hear the word Suten. Now, when we dealing with this so-called Medunat, how much time I got? I'm just going to rock the house. When you're dealing with this so-called Medunat, and like I say, I'm not going to get into the authenticity of it because I don't see no authenticity in it. But a lot of the information has been cataloged under these terms, so we'll use these terms. And I understand that they've grouped certain words together for a reason. It's not that, so I'm not going to get off into it. But when you deal with the word Suten, that's Set. You see what I'm saying? When a lot of people say Sutet, you understand what I'm saying? Which means black power. A lot of people don't understand that Set or Suit or Sat. You understand? Because there's no vowels in it. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's no vowels in it. You understand? And the vowels could be added at your own discretion. You see what I'm saying? The vowels can be added at your own discretion. So sometimes you'll get S-E-T, you'll get S-U-T, you can even get S-A-T. You see, so when you hear the term sunset, you understand? It is symbolizing blackness. You see, so it ain't just no land or no goddamn bow. And when you talk about the wasp scepter, is the head of the god Set, and it remained the most powerful scepter, symbolizing of power and dominion, sovereignty and dominion. You understand? The most powerful scepter of all of the Nile Valley, with the head of the god Set. And so we also understand Seti. And when people say it means the land of the bow, how novice, yeah, that ain't even a novice. Nigga, you incorrect. And so, Set is synonymous with the South, which we gonna see, the South. Horus being the god of the North and Set being the god of the South. And so one of the things that you see in reference to that is suit. You understand what I'm saying? Soot, S-U-T, but they spell it S-S-S-O-O-T, Soot, which means black. Soot. You see what I'm saying? Set, black. You see? And so we got to understand, just like the term black has been demonized, the term set has been demonized because it symbolized that melanin, that rich black melanin that we're blessed with by the cosmos. It also symbolizes the great cosmic melanin, and that's why all deities of ancient Egypt in their most divine state was black, whether it was Amen, whether it was Ptah, whether it was Men, whether it was Set, whether it was Anubis. You understand what I'm saying? They were all in their most divine representation. They were painted black. And so we talk about our Set. You see, we're getting into it now. We got to get into it. And so when I hear motherfuckers say God Set mean the devil, and that's all I say, goddamn, man, where you been at, man? You been on Wikipedia all your fucking life. You ain't doing no exploratorial research to really get at the truth. You niggas just reading off of Wikipedia and you ain't going no further than that. You understand? Y'all not going into the books of the masters, like, and even some of them that claim to be masters, you know, ain't there. You understand what I'm saying? They not there. And so you love them, and we still use them as great blocks of the first tier of the pyramid, but the pyramid didn't end on the first tier. You got to keep going up. You understand what I'm saying? You got to keep going up. You can't, and so we love them, and without them, we wouldn't be where we are today. But goddamn it, you got to keep going up. You can't stay up. So we see our Set, and so we know in many of the books, our Set is the Lady of the South. She's the Lady of the South, and that's why when you look where her temple was built, in Philae, in Aswan, in Seti. You understand what I'm saying? In Seti. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the crown, the principal crown was the southern crown that was already being worn before Egypt. You will see that the kings and the sultans of Set was actually wearing that crown before the kings of Horus. And we give honor to the kings of Horus because if shit going down, it go down. They both African deities, and they both act, and if some, and if a situation go down, and another bloodline come, but nevertheless, even though the kings of Horus, they still venerated Set highly throughout the, throughout the spirituality, throughout the new kingdom. It just not being shown because see that Set gonna lead you back to the south. You understand what I'm saying? And that alone, that's why they just shut it off. They just shut it off. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's going to lead you back to the south. And so when we're looking at Lord Terranetta of the Anu, you understand what I'm saying? See, we getting deep now, y'all. You ain't going to get this on your YMCA teachers with with so-and-so and so-and-so. You see, we taking this shit. If any motherfucker want to do the research, you can do it for yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You can do it for yourself. Come up with what the fuck you want to come up with. I bet you when I go do some real field research, you take that shit you got and go looking for what you looking for, and I'm going to do my research. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll go where I need to go. You understand what I'm saying? You see right here, tile of Terranetta. Now, this is at the University of Chicago Oriental Institute. The Terranetta tile is pre-dynastic, being found by British Egyptologists, not Egypt, Egyptologists, when a motherfucker gyp you out of something, sidewind your ass out of something. Flinders Petrie, okay? 1853, 1942, in the early temple at Abydos. Underneath the dynastic temple, the figure is on a green glaze metal or stone. You see what I'm saying? Now, what you see here is a toit. Now, what's clearly, this is not the clearest, picture, you can see to the right up here is a symbol of Set. So you see the 12 when they came down to Anu, you talking about that the kings of Set were the first kings. You know, I might run across another, but you can look it up. You understand? It's clear. If you look it up, it'll tell you that that's Set that's being worshipped on the Terranetta Tile. And this is pre-dynastic. You see what I'm saying? So there's much evidence. You also see the, you know, he's, even though, you know, it's not the Y scepter, but you see that the, you know, when you got the staff, that's a symbol of a rank. You see what I'm saying? So this is one of rank. And so you see the Twa, you see Best, one of the earliest deities you see with the leopard skin, you know, Ptah, which I do got on there. Ptah, matter of fact, let me go on and throw that in there. Let me go on and show y'all right now where one with Ptah. So a lot of people don't see that Ptah is a Twa. Let me see where I got one at. Okay, here go one right here. Here go one right here. Let me bring that back up. All right. So you see right there Terranetta, you see right there Ptah. And so you talking about the first deities of ancient Egypt. You understand? Ptah, Best, Set. You understand? Set, Ptah, Best. These are the earliest deities. You see what I'm saying? And so here again you see the battlefield palette, and then you're looking at Naqada, you're looking at Kamambo, you even all the way down to Abu Simbel. You're going to see even all the way down to Abu Simbel. That's the land of Set. That's the land of Set. And you're going to see, if you go in Abu Simbel, you will see Ramesses because his father. You see, why would a great king such as Set and all these other kings, which they not showing y'all, if he meant he was the devil, why is all these great kings and queens venerating and showing Set with life and divinity and sovereignty and dominion, and all you niggas that ain't even a novice, nigga. You is confused. You like, nigga, I got the damn, nigga, I'll go get the Children of the Sun pamphlet for your ass. I'll go get the Children of the Sun pamphlet, a little motherfucking pamphlet like this. Like, nigga, you say Set mean what? Huh, nigga, take that little pamphlet here, nigga. Start with that and get with me when you done. I'm going to give you a test. Because other than that, man, too many of our people, you know, is still not there. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say fuck with me, because I'll be doing this, you know, for real. You know what I'm saying? I don't do it, you know, I do this shit for real. Oh, let me take some of this out of here so y'all can see, you know, down there by the, let me see if I can move this up. I can't. Okay. Abu Simbel, but it'll come back up. It'll come back up. It'll come back up. Matter of fact, let me just see. Well, that's all right. It'll be a map where, you know, it'll come up and you'll see. Now, Seti, now when you talk about Seti, you know what I'm saying? You talking about the 4 sons of Horus. And one of those sons was Seti. Okay, Seti. Now, he was the human-headed one. You see what I'm saying? And you see right down there, you see Set or Seti, which is the third row. To the left, it says Seti, the human-headed god representing the south. So Set was synonymous with south. And that jar contained the liver. And so each jar had a protective goddess. Now, the protective goddess of Seti was goddess Set. Simple as that. Simple as that. She was the goddess of the south. You see what I'm saying? And so Set, we already know Set means 2 things. First and foremost, it means black, divine black. Then it means south. You understand? And, you know, we talking about up the river. You understand what I'm saying? So to our family in the Nile, when you would say Set, then automatically they would know you were talking about up the river. You see what I'm saying? And so we already know that Set means south. Let me see right here. Okay, you see right there, Seti at the front, represented as the human. You see, and then we talk about a pedestal. See, now that's sad. We don't know this, and so even though and that's Waset in the city of Waset, that the name that was given unto the temple of Karnak, which we know of Karnak, is our pedestal. And Sut is Set. That's what it is. Our Pedar Sut and Sut is Set. Let's deal with that. You see, so the great temple that in what the day they call Karnak, in the city of what we call Waset, is the grand temple to God Amen and his wife, Mut, the sister of the south. All of these are southern deities. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, they usurp, but they still hold reverence to the most ancient of the deities. You see what I'm saying? And so I sit right there, Karnak right there, you see right there. You know what I'm saying? This is the great sit to the sacred God, Amen. You understand what I'm saying? But there's so many temples in there to so many deities. This is the largest temple structure that ever been constructed on the planet Earth. You understand what I'm saying? When you go down to the temples of Mu, you understand what I'm saying? And just all up and down the Nile. You understand what I'm saying? There's no comparison to Egypt. Egypt is the heaven on earth that the Bible was referring to. There's nothing else. You understand what I'm saying? To see Egypt and all that you see today in the state that to see it in full glory would blow the mind. Shit, what I seen in the state that is in today would blow my mind and did blow my mind. But just to think about what it would look like when nothing can compare. You could pile everything in the world together. I wouldn't give a fuck. You can have it all. You can have, just give me Africa. You understand what I'm saying? That when I speak of the Nile, I speak of all of Africa. You understand what I'm saying? And when I get to teaching, I add it all on. West Africa, South Africa, North, I pile it all on. But here is the heart. And we got to understand that when we talk about this is the West African history too. Come on up out of that trying to say this is East and West. No, nigga, this is Africa. And that's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all let a very vital aspect of our existence go because you ain't got the heart to get these motherfucking Cro-Magnon Neanderthal off the land. But anytime you allow cancer to exist in any part of the body, it ain't gonna be long, nigga, before it infect the whole body. And so that's why we got to get we must fight, and that include the West African guy. And I know many West Africans that know that Egypt is an extension of West African culture. And that is one culture manifesting in very beautiful manifestations all over Africa, just like a damn peacock. You understand what I'm saying? Got hundreds of beautiful feathers. You see? And so when you talk about the Ra scepter, which is the greatest scepter of power in ancient Egypt, you understand sovereignty and dominion, you see right there that's Set. That's the head of Set on that Ra scepter. And you see his head is what? On the Ankh, which is life. And you see that damn generator up under there, projecting that power and cosmic energy out into the universe, being a trend. Almost look like one of them old microphones. I did that. You understand? When you get on the damn microphone, and they got the oval type microphone, them old ones, and like in the 60s and 50s and shit. You see what I'm saying? And so, we see right here, we see Set as the symbol of sovereignty and dominion. Right here, you see Set carrying the Ra scepter. This is in the tomb of Tutmosis III. And Tutmosis III venerated Set very highly. Okay? Tutmosis III was one of the kings that venerated Set very highly. Had many depictions of Set all throughout his temples. You see what I'm saying? And you see right there Set carrying the Ankh, which is life, eternal energy and life. You understand what I'm saying? Never ending wisdom and supremacy in the universe. You see? Okay, again, showing you. Now we looking at Set, a Lord of Nubian of gold, Naqada, Nuke, city of gold, sacred to Set. And so you see one of this is Naqada or Nuked. Now one of the names for Set is Nukti. Okay, they'll put, I didn't put that over there. Did I put that over there? That spelling. But you would spell it, if I'm not mistaken, N-U-B-T-Y. Nukti. So this is one of his names. You understand what I'm saying? This is one of the, so when you're talking about the Setians, I mean, I don't see how people couldn't, put one and one together and get two. So one of the names for Set was Nupti. And so you see right here, the city of Nup, this is the glyphs that are, that in combination that, is, supposedly speaks Nupti. Okay, to show that he was one of gold, of the gold, which is obviously the gold mines and things, and the jewelry and those things that were constructed with gold. And so this is one of the profound manifestations of the Nubians, even the Romans. So this is Kamambo, which was another site that was supreme in the worship of Set. And so Sobek is one of the manifestations of Set. So when you see Horus or Horus, this is in the Ptolemaic, even though the African architects put it together. You see, but this was in the era of the Ptolemies, and so Horus in this time was manifested as Horus. Okay, and you see one side is Horus, and one side, they call this the double temple. One worship of Horus, the other the worship of Sobek. And so that's just like night and day. You know what I'm saying? No different than Set and Horus. We got to understand that this is a cosmological story too. You understand what I'm saying? Night and day. You see what I'm saying? And so people are looking at it too much as if it's evil and good, which is also the balance of the universe. You understand what I'm saying? But in this instance, it's more cosmological. You understand what I'm saying? The balance of the cosmos. You understand? Manifestation of the cosmos. Now, even in the building of the temple, you got to understand that even though this is a double temple, the northern, the portion that's pointing north is Horus. The portion of it is pointing south or directed to the south is Sobek, which is Set. You see? And so again, you see Sobek, one of the manifestations and you will see too, that's why when they do show you Horus, you see right here the worship of Sobek, who was associated with God Set. Let me get that in there. I'm going to show you, where you can see the manifestation. Where is that, E? Let me show you the manifestation. Because many times they'll show you Horus, and he'll be standing on top of the crocodile. Where is that at? Let me throw that in there so you can see. Where is that at? I know I didn't get rid of that. Oh boy, here you go, y'all. Here you go. Here you go, right here. So you see right here, Horus, Heru the Younger. You see him right there standing on what? On top of the crocodile. You see what I'm saying? So that's symbolic of Set. You see what I'm saying? Sobek. Let me get another one. Here go another. You even see the scorpion there too. And you'll see with the Scorpion King, who was also so it was like, at this time that they was, bringing submission to the Nubians. You understand? Even though they were Africans, I mean, goddamn, no different than goddamn Hitler jumped on the goddamn European. They all still, you know, Cro-Magnon Neanderthal. So goddamn, these are still African people. Don't mean they're different people, but shit, a new regime is coming on, you know, into power, in which we can understand that. You understand what I'm saying? And so, you know, this is the re-emergence of spirituality, just like the river. You understand? There's gonna be some changes, but it also stay the same. And so when you're looking at the first nome of ancient Egypt, let me quit saying Egypt. When we talking about the first nome or district of the Nile Valley, number one is Seti. It's Seti. You see what I'm saying? And Aswan is one of those beautiful districts of Seti. Oh, you understand? And so right there, Philae, we see why her temple was placed in the south. The most powerful goddess that ever existed on the planet Earth, goddess Set, out of the south. You see what I'm saying? This is where her and Abu Simbel, a lot of people don't understand that, is in Seti. And so to me, this is one of the most beautiful. This is like my most spiritually connected temple. You understand? Out of all the temples, you understand? Abu Simbel. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like it on the planet Earth. You understand? Along with the temple of Nefertari to the next. But in there, some key elements that people don't see. You know, this temple is actually facing Nubia. So it's not, a lot of people will put, no, it's in honor. You understand? I'm going to show you it's in honor because of Set being the deity, a great goddess of the south. And so, you know, Ramesses and Seti, that's why he named himself Seti. Too many of these corny niggas like Akhenaten and shit, and, you know, they start going left and shit and start venerating all type of crazy gods and shit, even though the Aten is the sun. You trying to put a remix on it. We already venerating the sun. You going outside of the royal bloodline, marrying out foreign women and shit and this, that, and the third. And so Seti say, you know what? We got to plug back into our root. We got to plug right back into our root. You see what I'm saying? So this was not it was some Nubians that needed to be brought under the fucking yoke, just like it was certain Egyptians. They show, you know, Nubians being, you know, bounded, but I didn't see many images where Egyptians were bounded. No goddamn difference. So they show this shit and they use these fraudulent interpretations to make it seem as if, you know, a Nubian was a slave, but then no, some motherfuckers fell out of the grace of the Pharaoh, just like certain Egyptians fell out of the grace, and he did their ass no different. So a Nubian could be an Egyptian, and an Egyptian could be a Nubian. Okay? And so when you're looking at this great temple of Abu Simbel, is actually facing Nubia in honor of the great Nubian. And Nefertari was actually the daughter of the Pharaoh of Nubia. And so this was in honor of, you know, the Nubian people. Because we need, that's like Egypt said, we need y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are our family, and these motherfuckers trying to come in, and if they take Egypt, they're going to take Nubia. And so ain't no time to be at odds. Let's come together. And anytime Egypt went to war, Nubia went to war alongside her sister nation. That's just facts. You understand? There was no dispute or argument. If anybody attacked Egypt, the Nubians always came up the river to help defend their sister nation. These just a fact. Anytime Egypt was attacked, the savior, the great warrior, came from the south, whether it was Narmer, whether it was Mentuhotep the second, whether it was Ahmose, whether it was Pianki, Taaka, they came from the south. You know, they came from the south to protect the great society and culture. Now, when you go into Abu Simbel and you see Ramesses the second up there, what time I got? What time I got? shit. I got, I could go. I'm gonna have to do a part 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to do a part 2. I'm gonna do 10 more minutes because this is like gas. Global African supremacy. I could teach on this, but I got another powerful lecture on General Seti's YouTube page where I'm gonna be dealing with the great pyramid builders, which is just gonna be that much, it's gonna be as powerful. You know what I'm saying? And so when you go into Abu Simbel, right? Now I want y'all to look, and I want you to pay attention. You see there, even though you got the 2 great deities, he's in Nubia now. You see who he's facing. He's facing the south. You understand what I'm saying? He's facing the south, and he's been blessed by the great. He's been blessed by both. But he's looking for the blessing of the great god Set. And he's facing Set to let you know he's in honor of the Nubians. He's giving veneration to the Nubians by giving veneration to the great god Set. And so we see here again, Osiris and Sara, ruler of Lower Egypt, and he's a southern deity too. Don't get it twisted. He's a southern deity too, but Set is Osiris, Sara is a latter deity. I've got to be clear about that. He is a latter deity. Because even when you go up into Nubia, when you get to the temple of Mendelawis, you see that I said in Nubia was married to it's the temple of, I get it. If any of my brothers is out there and got that and know what temple it is, you just throw that on in there. You see what I'm saying? That's right. That's right, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't put it all up there. Ursa Ma'ara, Sentepin Ra, Remesu, Mariam. That's right. That's right. And so, but we got to understand that Set is a older deity. And so we're seeing Set, master of the south, Horus, master of the north. And so this is Tutmos the third, you understand, seen with Set in veneration. In veneration. And you see right there, he got the, and I put it in there, and Tutmos was the Grand Master. I see he got the apron of the Grand Master on right there. You see what I'm saying? He got the apron of the Grand Master on right there to the right. You see? Got the apron of the Grand Master. And we'll go into the first dynasty where we see Cassakimwe and Set Peripsen. Two kings of the if I'm not mistaken, it's the second dynasty. If I'm not mistaken. The second dynasty was in veneration, and you see on their Shirak, you see Set. So even going into ancient Egypt, there was a veneration. You see Cassakimwe. You see him right there in veneration of Set. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know what? I'm not going to rush through the other end part. What I'm going to do is come back with part 2 of this and end this off like it needs. I'm not going to just skim through the information at the end. But, I came with what I need to come with. It's family out there that know, a lot of information on top of this, and that's very powerful. So if they drop some jewels in the comments, peace. Appreciate, the help, because we each one teach one. And so, in doing, can't give it all at one time. We just give, I give information, and family out there, y'all drop some jewels on top of that, and we could get the type of education that we need. That's how we got to do this. You understand what I'm saying? So I appreciate family coming out today. This is the general. Make sure you get on over there to kingseti.com online marketplace. Get your ass on over there. Got something for you. Make sure you get on over there to generalseti.com. You know what I'm saying? Seti University, over 800 videos over there. Got my, I got the COVID Central over there. They scared of the information that I'm dropping. And so when you want that, you know, that raw, too raw for YouTube information, get on over there to GeneralSeti.com, Seti University. I got that fire on Patreon, y'all. You keep playing, but I tell you what, I got this one coming up. And you know what I'm saying? It speaks for itself, family. Get on over there to my Patreon, General Sara Seti, and get this smoke that I got dropping Wednesday. And make sure y'all subscribe again to all my YouTube pages. Sara Seti, General Seti, and King Seti. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. This is the General Sara Seti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black Power.